So there are how many heart sounds? How the heart sounds are produced during the systole and diastole of the heart, right? So actually there are four heart sounds. Four heart sounds are there. Two types: high pitched heart sounds and low pitched heart sounds. Before going to the heart sounds, you just know about the cardiac cycle. This is the rapid revision of the cardiovascular system. We don't need to go to the what is cardiac cycle, what is isovolumetric contraction, what is isovolumetric relaxation, protodiastolysis, diastasis, isovolumetric relaxation. So we don't go to the topic. Just briefly, I will let you the understand of how the heart sounds are produced. Cardiac cycle general ga systole and diastole రెండు రకాల. Systole means contraction, diastole means relaxation. Systole means contraction and relaxation of the heart, that is called cardiac cycle. In the systole, actually just let me explain you, there are four heart sounds, right? High pitched heart sounds and low pitched heart sounds. High pitched heart sounds are S1 and S2. S1 and S2 heart sounds are high pitched heart sound. They can easily heard with the diaphragm of the stethoscope, right? With the మనం జనరల్గా క్లినికల్ ప్రాక్టీస్లో మనం హార్ట్ సౌండ్స్ ఏదైతే వింటామో అది S1 and S2. Lub means S1, dub means S2. Lub means that is both are heart sound, S1 and S2, both are high pitched heart sound. They can only hear with the diaphragm of the steth. And low pitched heart sounds are also there. These are called S3 and S4. S1, S2 high pitched heart sounds can hear with the diaphragm of the cell, stethoscope, and S3, S4 are the both are low pitched heart sounds. They can only hear with the bell of the stethoscope, right? Bell of the stethoscope. Here, these S3, S4 heart sounds are not heard physiologically. Only in a pathological condition, only in diseased conditions in the entire system of the medicine, these S3 and S4 sounds are heard during any pathological conditions, right? But exception, the S3 heart sound can be heard in children's also. పిల్లల్లో కూడా I mean in pregnancy and చిన్న పిల్లల్లో కూడా ఫిజియలాజికల్గా S3 వినబడుతుంది. S4 ఓన్లీ ఇన్ ప్యాథలాజికల్ కండిషన్లో మాత్రమే S4 వినబడుతుంది. S3 మాత్రం చిన్నపిల్లల్లో కానీ ప్రెగ్నెన్సీలో కానీ నార్మల్ ఫిజియలాజికల్ కండిషన్లో S3 వినబడుతుంది. సో హౌ ద హార్ట్ సౌండ్స్ ఆర్ ప్రొడ్యూస్డ్ డ్యూరింగ్ ద cardiac cycle, during the systole and diastole. Let me draw the heart for you. I will briefly explain you. For example, this is the heart. Right? This is the right atrium. This is the left atrium. This is the right ventricle. This is the left ventricle. Yesterday we discussed how many chambers are there in the heart. Heart lo enni chambers untayi? How many valves are there in the heart? Heart lo enni valves untayi, like AV valves and semilunar valves, and how the blood circulates from the heart to lungs, lungs to heart, from the heart to parts of the different parts of the body. Here the right atrium receive the blood from superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. From there, blood circulates, deoxygenated blood circulates into the right ventricle. From there, through the pulmonary trunk, it going to the lungs. From the lungs, blood is entering into the left atrium through the pulmonary veins. From there, it enters into the left ventricle. There, it's supply the different parts of the body through the aorta. This is the normal circulation of the heart. Then when the heart sounds are produced, see here, in the systole and diastole. In the systole there are three phases. In the systole there are three phases, that is called isovolumetric contraction, rapid ejection phase, slow ejection phase, protodiastole, and the isovolumetric relaxation, leave that about the opening snap, and the rapid ventricular filling and the atrial systole. These are all the components we have studied in the cardiac cycle, events of cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle includes both systole and diastole. Cardiac cycle antene nothing but contraction, relaxation. Contraction means systole, relaxation means diastole. కాంట్రాక్షన్ చేసినప్పుడు హార్ట్ నుంచి బ్లడ్ పంప్ చేస్తుంది, రిలాక్సేషన్ అయినప్పుడు వెజల్స్ నుంచి బ్లడ్ని హార్ట్లోకి ఫిల్అప్ చేస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ సిస్టోల్ అండ్ డయాస్టోల్. ఒక సిస్టోల్ ఒక డయాస్టోల్ కాంబినేషన్లో కలిపి దాన్ని కార్డియాక్ సైకిల్ అంటాం, రైట్? Here in the systole, there is three phases are there. One is isovolumetric contraction. Don't ask me what is IVC, isovolumetric contraction. Already you know about the IVC, rapid ejection, slow ejection, protodiastole, isovolumetric relaxation, rapid ventricular filling and atrial systole. See here, we are just talking about the left ventricle only here. Total cardiac cycle, we are just going to discuss about the complete ventricles only, cardiac cycle. During the systole, in the isovolumetric contraction means in the systole, just beginning of the isovolumetric contraction. Let me draw once again heart. This is the heart. Here, this is the atrioventricular valves. Here, atrioventricular valves are present. Atrioventricular valves nothing but in the left side it is mitral valve, in the right side it is tricuspid valve. In the last class we discussed about the AV valves and semilunar valves. AV valves present over the atrioventricular septum. In the right side, this is the right side of the heart. Already you know, this is the left side of the heart. This is the right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Don't forget. S1 means the S1 heart sound, high pitched heart sound heard before the beginning of isovolumetric contraction due to the closure of AV valves. See here, first point. S1 heart sound nothing but mitral valve and tricuspid valve closure. First point. S1 heart sound is mainly due to the closure of AV valves. AV valves nothing but tricuspid valve and mitral valve. Closure of tricuspid valve and mitral valve produces S1 heart sound. రైట్ సైడ్లో ఉండేటువంటి ట్రైకాస్పిడ్ వాల్వ్, లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్లో ఉండేటువంటి మిట్రల్ వాల్వ్ క్లోజ్ అవ్వడం ద్వారా వచ్చేటువంటి సౌండే ఫస్ట్ హార్ట్ సౌండ్. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ S1 heart sound, high pitched heart sound, right? First point. And the second heart sound here, this is the semilunar valves are present. Here the semilunar valves. Here semilunar valves are present. This is called aortic valve and this is pulmonic valve. These both are semilunar valves. Closure of here, when the mitral valves, when the AV valves are closed, tricuspid and bicuspid, you know that when the ventricular systole begins, right? When the ventricles here, when the ventricles are going to contract, then automatically it closes. Why? Because it, by the closing of the AV valves, prevents the reverse blood flow into the both atria, right? Here what is the main function of the valves? It prevents the regurgitation of the blood, backflow of the blood, right? Valves nothing but వాల్వ్స్ అంటే ఏంటి జనరల్గా ఒక సర్క్యులేషన్ వన్ వేలోనే ఫ్లో చేసేటి వాల్వ్స్. హియర్ ఆల్సో వెన్ ద వెంట్రికల్స్ ఆర్ బిగిన్స్ టు కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఇన్ ద సిస్టోల్ ఆఫ్ ద వెంట్రికల్స్, దిస్ బోత్ వాల్వ్స్ ఆర్ క్లోజ్డ్, రైట్? This closing of the ventricle, this closing of the valve, sorry, this is tricuspid valve, this is mitral valve. The closing of the mitral valves, when these valves are closed in the beginning of ventricular systole. In the beginning of systole means contraction of the ventricle. When the when the ventricles are filled with the blood, then it's going to contract. During this contraction of the ventricle, the mitral valve and tricuspid both valves are closed for the prevention of the backflow of blood from the ventricles into the atria. In that moment, due to the closure of the both AV valves, produces S1 heart sound, right? ఫస్ట్ హార్ట్ సౌండ్ వచ్చేసి ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది? వెంట్రికల్స్లో ఉన్నటువంటి బ్లడ్ అయోటాలోకి వెళ్ళే ముందు ఇవి కాంట్రాక్షన్ అవ్వడం వల్ల ఇక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి బ్లడ్ వెనక్కి వెళ్ళకుండా ఇక్కడ ఏవి సెప్టమ్ పైన ఉండేటువంటి ట్రైకస్పిడ్ వాల్వ్, మిట్రల్ వాల్వ్ క్లోజ్ అవ్వడం ద్వారా వచ్చేటువంటి సౌండే ఫస్ట్ హార్ట్ సౌండ్. బై ద క్లోజర్ ఆఫ్ mitral valve and tricuspid valve produces S1 heart sound, right? Coming to the second one, S2 heart sound. The ventricles are filled with blood, right? Then blood, after the filling of the ventricles blood to fill up ayin tarvata, the blood is pumped into the aorta. When it pumped into the aorta, after the contraction of the systole, the next phase is the diastole. Diastole means relaxation. ఒకసారి ventricles contraction అయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ రిలాక్సేషన్ అవ్వాలి. సో when the ventricles are going to relaxation after the pumping of blood from the left ventricle into the, means from the left ventricle into the aorta, from the right ventricle into the pulmonary trunk. During the relaxation, both semilunar valves are closed, right? The closing of semilunar valves produces second heart sound. The first heart sound is mainly due to the closing of tricuspid and mitral valve, and the second heart sound is produced due to the closing of semilunar valves, aortic valve and pulmonic valve. When the semilunar valves are closed, ఎప్పుడు క్లోజ్ అవుతాయి? ఎప్పుడంటే వెంట్రికిల్స్లో ఉన్నటువంటి బ్లడ్ కంప్లీట్గా అయోటాలోకి పంప్ అయిన తర్వాత ఇట్ కెన్ బి రిలాక్స్డ్, మళ్ళీ డయాస్ట్రోల్ ఫేజ్లోకి రావాలి. సో రిలాక్స్ అవ్వాలి కాబట్టి ఇది రిలాక్స్ అయినప్పుడు దీంట్లోకి వెళ్ళినటువంటి బ్లడ్ ఆఫ్టర్ పంపింగ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ లెఫ్ట్ వెంట్రికులర్ బ్లడ్ ఇంటూ ద అయోటా అండ్ పల్మనరీ ట్రాంక్, వెళ్ళినటువంటి బ్లడ్ మళ్ళీ వెనక్కి రాకుండా ఉండడానికి క్లోజ్ అవుతాయి. దీస్ వాల్వ్స్ ఆర్ క్లోజ్. This closing of aortic and pulmonic valve produces some sound, right? So exactly just before the relaxation, isovolumetric relaxation means after the contraction of after the filling of the blood into the left ventricle, it pumps in blood into the aorta and pulmonic valve. After that, it going to be relaxed. In that condition, for the prevention of the means backflow of blood from the aorta, blood from the pulmonic trunk, these both valves are closed. So by the closing of this aortic valve and pulmonic valve produces second heart sound. The exact question is when the second heart sound is produced, when? The exact answer is protodiastole. Don't ask me what is the protodiastole. Already you know about this protodiastole during the cardiac cycle, events of cardiac cycle. In this period, in the protodiastolic period, the S2 heart sound is produced. Or if the option is not there, the protodiastole is not there, in the option there is isovolumetric relaxation. The beginning of the isovolumetric relaxation, the S2 heart sound is produced because of closing of semilunar valves. You got my point? Closing of AV valves, mitral valve and tricuspid valve produces first heart sound in the beginning of isovolumetric contraction. The closing of AV valves, semilunar valves, that is aortic and pulmonic valve produces S2 heart sound, that is in just before the isovolumetric relaxation, that is called protodiastolic period. Clear? S1 is produced during the isovolumetric contraction, just beginning of the isovolumetric contraction, and S2 heart sound is produced during the protodiastole or just before the isovolumetric relaxation. Then, after the relaxation of the ventricles, here the ventricles are relaxed. Here the both atria are filled with blood. Then what happened? What happened next? Ventricles are relaxed. Both AV walls are closed. Then the both atria, right atria, left atria, filled with blood. Right atria receive the blood from the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and left atria from the pulmonary veins. So both atria filled with blood. After filling of the blood into the atria, when it goes, again it pumps into the left ventricle and right ventricle. Means into the ventricle. Both atria are filled with blood. Here, see here, this is the heart. Systole, systole, diastole, systole, diastole, systole, diastole. In the systole, atrial systole, blood pumped into the ventricle. In the ventricular systole, blood went pumped into the both aorta and pulmonary tract. Systole means contraction, pumped out. Diastole means relaxation, filled with blood. Right? That is a simple concept. Here, after the protodiastolic, after the isovolumetric relaxation, the ventricles are relaxed. There is no blood in the ventricles. Only both atria are filled with blood. After filling of this, the blood rapidly pumped into the ventricle. Right? Here the ventricles are relaxed. Both atria filled with blood. Then again mitral valve and tricuspid valve opened. The blood rushes into the ventricle. This rapid flow of blood from atria into the ventricle produces third heart sound. You got my point? First heart sound means during the ventricular systole, both mitral valve and tricuspid valve closes, that produces first heart sound. During the ventricular relaxation, after the protodiastole, or just beginning of the isovolumetric relaxation, both semilunar valves, means aortic valve and pulmonic valve, both valves are closed. So this closing of both semilunar valves, aortic and pulmonic valve, produces second heart sound. When the third heart sound is produced, means after the relaxation of the ventricle, both atria filled with blood. After filling of atria with the blood, suddenly this blood rushes into the ventricle. This rapid flow of blood, after opening of mitral valve and tricuspid valve, the rapid flow of blood into the ventricle produces some sound, that is called S3 heart sound. See here, after the relaxation of the heart, after the relaxation of the ventricle, the blood from the atria pumped into the left ventricle, with both ventricle in high speed. This rapid flow of blood from atria into the ventricle produces third heart sound. You got my point? Remember, first heart sound, isovolumetric contraction. Second heart sound means first heart sound nothing but closure of mitral and tricuspid valve. Second heart sound, closure of pulmonic and aortic valve. And third heart sound, during the rapid ventricular phase, the blood rushes